Miguna Miguna, shortly after turning down his reinstatement as the Prime Minister's advisor, spoke exclusively to Citizen TV. Ebita Miguna claimed that Odinga, even after absolving him of blame over allegations of gross misconduct, misrepresentation of the Prime Minister's office, arrogance and bullying his colleagues at the PM's office, had gone back on his promise to reinstate him unconditionally.
So I told him when we were meeting, really the only thing I want to get back, more than anything else, is my integrity, my reputation. So whatever you do, you must announce that you am exonerated. That would be the only reason you are reinstating me.
But at the Prime Minister's office, Chief of Staff Caroli Omondi sought to clarify why Miguna was suspended.
Miguna Miguna did not just prove incapable of steering the coalition relationship, but he antagonized so many important people in government and outside of government, both within ODM side and PNU side. And over time, very many people were complaining, from parliament to members of the executive, to members of the public, members of the business community. It became evident that at some point he would not take instructions from anybody, including from the Prime Minister. He would be asked to do certain things or not to do certain things, and he would do the opposite.
Allegations of high-handedness had also been leveled against Miguna by his subordinates, and according to Omondi, this also informed the decision to send him packing.
One of his secretaries was actually admitted for depression, and 3 of drivers, I've been here for 4 years, I've only had 1 driver. 3 of his drivers actually asked to be redeployed elsewhere. They could not work with him.
If I was so bad to staff, to my juniors, then the people I should have been very bad to was my messenger, my personal assistant, my secretary, my driver, and my bodyguard. So why did they fire them?
But it is Miguna's attacks on Odinga, a man that is so loyally defended, that may surprise many. He claimed that the Prime Minister's office was marred with mega corruption scandals, and yet he was doing nothing about it.
His office is up to here with corruption. I called them out on maize. Ask Raila. I called them out on Triton. Ask Raila. I called them out on KKV. Ask Raila. I've called them out on every corruption they have been involved in, and I've confronted Raila personally.
I've heard him talk about this issue of this office is riddled with corruption. Unfortunately, Miguna was here for close to 3 years, I think. Yeah, I never heard him raise those issues. I never heard him complain to anybody. I only heard him talking about these issues after I got into trouble. Yeah, and what I would say is, if Miguna has any evidence of corruption against any officer in this office, we have CID, we have Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. Let him be free to go and record a statement. Let anybody be charged. Let Miguna go to court and become a witness against that person.
But just how and why was Miguna reinstated after being suspended over allegations of gross misconduct? Was he cleared of these allegations?
The Prime Minister, in his usual sympathetic character, I think, just thought, well, let's bring him back. We give him a soft landing, because in any case he had lost the case in court, and what was now left was for him to be terminated. But the Prime Minister thought, let's give him a second chance, but in another role.
Miguna claims he has a dossier on senior officials at the Prime Minister's office that he has documented and will soon release in the form of a book.
If he can do this to his advisor twice, what can he do to Kenyans?
I can assure you, going by what I've seen in the blogosphere, what I've seen in the newspapers, those who may find value in what Miguna is saying are those who, in any event, were not going to vote for the Prime Minister from the first place. But I can tell you from what I've seen, people don't take him seriously. People see him as somebody who is out to just malign others. I don't see any value in what he's trying to do.
Odinga is currently on holiday in India and is expected back home next week. Francis Gachuri, Citizen Live at 9.